reason why our parents came here to the United States is obviously for a better opportunity.
So winning Lego Masters would be the biggest moment in our family's history.
I got a son, I got a daughter. We really want to show them Dad and Uncle Wayne are reaching out far.
What is your favorite thing about being here on Lego Masters?
So far, it's been able to hang out with my brother. Brother, I love you so much, you know that?
There we go.
You're so encouraging.
Since day one, we approached every single challenge with ferocity.
We asked you for movement, and you brought us movement in spades. Congratulations to Zack and Wayne.
Congratulations, you've won the golden brick.
We got that golden brick, we turned into a bunch of kids.
My whole life is defined by this one moment. Together, when our attentions are focused, we can take down anything.
Wah, wah, wah.
What an incredible build and what a wonderful story.
The first team to move on with a kingdom that stretched out a whopping 6 feet. Zack and Wayne.
We're at the final step right there, and we're gonna give it everything we got.
Zack and Wayne, such a privilege to talk to you guys. I gotta be honest, watching that finale last night, I didn't want any of you guys to lose, and was such a fan of what you guys did from week one with the float and some of the other projects. Tell me, what was your experience on season 2 of Lego Masters?
Our experience in season 2 Lego Masters was definitely really out of this world experience. It's really, really different, really pulled you out of just the regular, everyday, just playing with Legos by yourself sometimes. And being able to meet all the people that you get to meet, really great. In fact, we're all really good friends with everyone who competed with Lego Masters. We still talk to each other. And even right now, it's like we were watching the finale with our friends here in Utah.
Yeah, let's just say that, like, it's quite the tedious experience, but I'm glad that the audience was able to enjoy the show we put on. I hope you guys were entertained, and hopefully you guys keep getting entertained for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely entertained. One of my favorite ones that you guys did was the puppet. With
that one, huh? I was kind of laughing on that one a little bit, right? Because it's like, I thought I was doing a European accent, but I just felt like me just talking louder. So I said, oh, okay, close enough.
It was a very fun puppet, I gotta say. Let's talk a little bit about some of the challenges. I know you guys had to film this under very specific protocols. What were some of those challenges? And I know that one of the positives, obviously, you guys all so close.
Yeah, getting us all real close. I want to say that not because of like Lego builders in general are just really friendly people, right? We're playing with something which just is so unique, so special, right? And it's really hard to treat it like a real competition, right? We're just trying to have fun with the Legos, right? Well, when are you ever going to get a chance to play with 5 million Lego bricks, right? Just all to your disposal, and then you have an army of people organizing and sorting parts just for you, right? And so the protocols and all that was definitely really tedious, building under those situations, and it causes a lot of internal stress. And then you have to figure out how are you going to manage that stress and still be creative, right? And on top of that, look good on camera, have something good to say to the judges, right? Half the time when the judges are talking to you, you don't want to say anything nice back to them.
If I have to add on to this right there, it's like, because most people don't realize, right? It's like, you're building like literally like day right after that, right? So for everyone else, it's like, week by week. But for us right there, it's kind of like one of those experiences saying, you're basically running a marathon at a sprint pace. And, with this last finale build right there, it's like, my own personal feeling on the matter, there was a lot of stuff that, that they saw, what people see. But, to me, it's just like, it's looking at it again after it's time. It's been 4 months since we saw it, right? It's it's like a bitter taste, right? You really feel like, at the time right there, you were trying to give it your best every single time. But, that's just the nature of it sometimes. You can't take it home all the way. But at least I can say this: me and my brother were able to like do this experience together. You know, it seems like a lot of people really liked what we did, so you know, it's like at least we have that.
Oh yeah, we definitely love what you did, and I'm sure that going forward, going to as things progress, Lego conventions, actually conventions in general, there's gonna be a lot more popularity, and you know what you guys do. Tell me a little bit about what it was like for you guys building Legos before the competition.
So before the competition, I really focus on like cool mechanisms, cool mechanical stuff. So I like building stuff that shoots, things that run over stuff, and mechanical stuff. So I build a lot of tanks, military vehicles. I build a couple of robots, and then kinetic Lego sculptures. I do some of that kind of stuff. And then my brother, he's more like the Lego sets kind of guy. He likes building off the instructions.
Well, so this is what makes me laugh so much, right? Because like, you know, we've been fighting over Lego since we were like, what, 4 years old, right? Our aunt just dumped a ton of Lego on us. And like, you know, we were always bickering like, hey, that's my part. Hey, I need this piece, blah, 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 blah. So like a long time ago, I used to be into like, what, you know, the investing side of it, right? At 10 years old, I wanted to collect all of these like Lego sets from Star Wars because that's my thing, right? I had like 3 of the originals, like Slave One, Jango Fett ship right there.
Wow.
And this is when the thing was stupid, right? It's like, you know, the thing literally falls in half if you grab it in the wrong way. There's no way to make it swooshable at all. But you know, it got all turned into his tanks. Broke my heart. You know, it's funny, right? Because like, you know, being on this Lego Masters thing right there, I said like, you know, it's probably the first time we authentically were building together. Like, you know, usually would be us doing our own thing, right? But you know, me and Zach right there, the way that we work, you know, we're very clashy in that regard. But somehow, instead of always attacking each other, we somehow find a way to turn that attention towards the common goal. It was nice to know because I always said, you know what? I always thought me and Zach, if we do something together, something interesting should happen. Well, it looks like we were proven most of the time, I guess.
Yeah. William was like, let me see. Usually there's a point where you cross over from just building Lego sets into making your own stuff and coming up with your own creative ideas. And I felt like that was happening while we were on Lego Masters, right? It's like, I feel like I kind of can already build by myself, right? Generally, there's like this very long process for coming up with a brand new design, right? But then now it's like, I'm kind of like holding my brother's hand into like, okay, here's how you should build something. If you want to build this, here's how you do it.
Yeah, funny story about that, right? So this was during the Land and Sea Challenge, but it was quite hilarious because, you know, at first I was trying to build a tiger and I realized I can't build a tiger. Then Zach had like lightly mentioned before, Wayne, you should build a peacock. That's kind of easy. I said like, okay, I'll build a peacock. That's kind of easy. But then after a while, I thought about, wait a minute, wasn't that one of the finale builds from like what season 1? I said, holy smokes. And you know, I'm kind of glad that it turned out the way it did right there because, you know, like it turns out my crocodile paired well with his lionfish because the guy here without me, he can't manage the time clock at all. So it's like, you know, it kind of shows what happens, right? Zach right here is just pure genius. You're accessing a universe of like, what the heck? I didn't know you could do that. Versus me, where like, you know, like I'm very much grounded in reality.
I feel like I'm pretty grounded in reality, maybe like part of it.
No, bro, your reality is like genius, okay? It's like, why are you doing it this way? I live with the guy who can say like, you know what, this is just your genius talking. I need to get the translator for this.
Yeah, there's a lot of times during the competition where William was like, hurry up. You gotta watch out for the competition. It's like, I got it.
Okay, maybe I don't. Yeah, because I'm an archery. I'm primarily an archery coach, right? So like, you know, I'm very much in the biz of making sure, okay, you know, when I see that the focus is time to turn to something that isn't conducive to that, I kind of say, all right, let's make sure that you don't lose sight of the whole picture. Because if you get too deep into the rabbit hole, you wind up getting stuck. So that's the main thing. It's like you cannot stop moving. You got to keep going. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things.
you guys definitely do have that brother sibling vibe. I know that I say the same thing about one of my brothers and I. If we were able to do something together, it's gonna be awesome. And there's some things in my life too where it's like, why don't you do this? It's like, I'll only do it if I do it with my brother because that's how I know we're gonna be successful. And by all means, yeah, I know you guys took second place, but you guys were definitely successful in getting through the competition.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I feel
Yeah.
like the hardest part was actually getting onto like just
How was
getting,
that? How was that?
just getting onto Lego Masters because you all left up in the air, right? They're telling you, you like what you do, you like what you do. We'll tell you when you're on Lego Masters, right?
It was so funny, right? Because like Zach had been through like the season 1 process, right? They kind of said like, we'll get you the next time, right? But like around the time with me and Zach weren't talking as much, right? Because of things. But when season 2 was rolling around, they were casting. Zach got the email again saying, would you like to try for season 2? And he asked me, hey, Wayne, would you want to check this out? And I was like, sure, of course. What could possibly go wrong? Blah, blah, blah. I did not know what the heck I was getting myself into. All I said is like, yes, we can. Of course. This is not hard at all. And then it's one of those like, like, did I exactly know what the heck I was signing up for?
So we were the very first challenge, right? That was like a smash hit, right? And slam dunk, right? And we were just trying to put the best foot forward because what if we get knocked out in the first round?
So
we just came out storming out of the gates kind of thing.
I felt so bad, right? Because I told Zach right there, like when we were waiting the turn, said, Zach, I just don't care what happens, okay? We need to make sure that we catch everyone before they can establish the pace. We set the pace, we never let go from there.
Mhm.
And I was like basically the first viewer to see it and said like, oh, Zach, you can do that. So when it ever came to building the stuff right there, in terms of actual creativity, mine is somewhat limited, but I can build things really quickly, really fast. So call me the mass producer right there. Said like, oh, I can do that. Like, and it's kind of funny. I don't know if you saw the pig episode, right? But it was so hilarious because the reason why it had 10 wings is because I had accidentally made 9 more than I should have.
Okay.
So there's stories behind that.
Wow.
Hey,
Okay.
you got 5 million bricks. Try using more of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, but you guys you definitely set the tone. You guys won the first competition on the first episode, got the golden brick, and definitely set the tone. Let me ask you guys before I let you go. Last question. Give me one piece of advice, each of you, for the casual builders, the people who are sitting at home building things like this.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
That's actually my daughter who built this, so I'm taking credit for it. I use it actually when I want to talk to her about something, and that way her attention's kind of focused on Legos, but her mind is really more open and to conversation. So
yeah. Well, I mean, let me see. There's so many. Build what you want to build, right? That's what my brother. Right. We had this like whole like interview process thing, and they were asking me questions, and they're asking questions like that, right? It's like, what's a good advice little thing? It's like, oh man, there's so many good little pieces of advice you can give somebody.
Well, so I had an enhanced version of that, and I'll let Zach and stuff like that. But it's like it's like don't be afraid of what others think, right? The reason why you do the things that you do right there is because it makes you happy. Now, for me, what makes me happy, right? I like robots, I like spaceships, I like that kind of thing. And for me, like when I was at a convention, I just bought myself like a few robot creations, and I thought to myself, it's like, okay, maybe I'd like to do some things my own way. Would I strengthen it here? Would I change the color through here? Maybe I do this, right? Don't be afraid to put part of you into that thing, because that's when it becomes your own. It's like you put something that you wanted there, and people know it was you who put it. So that's why I say leave your mark. That's what I would say. Okay, your turn now.
Yeah. Like looking at the baby Yoda, it's like, that's great. That's excellent. By the time she, just a couple more extra builds, right? She's already a pro, right? Already going to be a pro.
I will say this as a disclaimer right there. Know that me and Zach built big just because we were kind of like measuring out what happens, right? It said like, oh, turns out we built pretty big. That was so unintentional.
5 million Lego bricks, right? You got to use them.
Yeah.
The whale, you gotta use them. The whale was only supposed to be 3 feet.
That whale, yeah, it was huge, and then you ended up putting the squid on it still. That's ridiculous. But yeah, like you keep mentioning it. If you have 5 million bricks,
just do it.
Oh yeah. Okay. let your ideas grow out of control. How about that?
I like
Good one.
You have to fist bump that.
Yeah, that's definitely good.
Zach, you fist bump. Okay.
All right, I'll get you one too. Zach and Wayne,
He
thank
talks
you.
to me, right?
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your insights and congratulations. I know it's second place, but man, you're still one of my favorite teams on the show. I look forward to still following you guys and seeing what you guys do up next.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you so
It's been a
much.
pleasure.
All right, you guys take care.
You
Bye
too.
bye. Bye bye.